Hey everybody, happy Halloween! As promised, I've got one more long video for you guys, and as it turns out, I'm going to continue last year's tradition and give you guys another miniature update. Haven't had too much time to watch too much stuff this month. Been working on a lot of stuff music-wise and just working a lot, but got a small update for you here, and there's some really good ones in here too. So let's get started, guys. But actually, you guys know how I like to get started usually. Let me find you there. Alright. Got another pumpkin beer that I've never had before. It's an Imperial Pumpkin Stout from Southern Tier Brewing Company, and it's called Warlock. Never had it before. Very dark looking, so let's see how it goes. Cheers, guys. Very good. Really similar to like a Buffalo Bill's pumpkin ale, but in a stout form. Like that a lot. Alright, and then you guys also know how I like to do this. Cheers once again. Alrighty, so over here we have Dark Night of the Scarecrow 1981 and The Witching Hour from 2006. So enjoy, guys. Let's hop on in. First one we have here is Curse of the Witch's Doll. This is some Dollar Tree stuff right here. This was pretty bad, honestly. Been picking up a lot of these high octane releases lately, and they haven't been so good. I kind of like some of the other cheapy companies a little bit better. Still, this was fun enough, you know, not the worst little dollar cheesy thing I've bought in a while, so worth checking out, I suppose, if you're really up for like really cheesy bad movies, but tread lightly if you're not. Some room in here. Okay, next up we have another Maneater series with Robert Englund, oddly enough. We have Black Swarm. This one is just another really cheesy creature feature. It happens to be about, I believe, wasps or hornets or something. But yeah, that's pretty much what you can guess. I'm sure you guys can infer what this movie is about at that point. Very cheesy, but charming in its own right. I was picking up a lot of these Maneater series when I first started collecting, like 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago. And I've got some favorites. This one's not bad. Definitely not one of my favorites, though. Still, had to pick it up. Black Swarm. Got a sequel here. You guys might have seen me watching the first one by Uwe Boll, and then the second one that has nothing to do with that movie, Alone in the Dark 2. I can't really say I like this too much. It really strayed from the original a lot. Like, it was like Lake Fear, how all those movies are really different to each other. I felt like it was extremely different just like that. So it's more of like a witch movie, and there's a lot of other weird stuff going on in the plot, but it just didn't hit, you know, as well. Honestly, I like the Uwe Boll one a lot better. Some more Dollar Tree stuff here. I've been sitting on this one for a while. I don't know why. It didn't turn out to be too great, but I thought it was a really cool concept. We have Monolith. Not really a horror movie per se, more of just like a thriller. But still really fun. Just, oh man, the way it wraps up, there's so many things wrong with it. It takes itself really serious for how cheesy it becomes at certain points, and the end is just ridiculous. So, I don't know. Tread lightly still, but I had enough fun with it. Monolith was at least a good time. Entertaining. Alright, we have An American Haunting. This is something that came out when I was much younger, and I didn't see it then. So, you know, I was going into it thinking, oh, this will probably be pretty good. And I don't know, it kind of let me down. Like, I enjoyed the premise and what it was. Maybe you guys will dig it more. Honestly, this isn't really my cup of tea as far as horror movies go. Like, possession movies, haunting movies. Like, I really enjoy more classic, like, up until, like, the 80s. Maybe even some 90s haunting, like, exorcism sort of movies. But really, that's just not my thing. I'm more of a slasher person, so. Anyways, checked it out. Not bad, but, you know, only check it out if that's what you're really into. Got this weird movie from, God, it's fairly early, 2000 something, very early 2000s, I believe, but it might be late 90s. This is The Dark with Neve Campbell. Interesting movie. Good lord. It's kind of like like Nightbreed in a sense, but then it's not. Like, very similar premise, but I don't know. I feel like it fails to deliver so much, but still I had a decent enough time with it, so I just kind of happened upon it. Didn't even know about it until I found it, so check it out if you must. All right. Got a really cool one here. I put this off for a while. I had bought it at a pawn shop like a few months ago, probably at this point. And I knew I really wanted to watch it, but I just didn't think I could find a more special occasion. So I finally just threw it on recently and watched it a few times. And honestly, kind of lackluster for what I figured would be a really, really fun Bob Clark film. And after repeated watches, you know, I've really come to like it a lot more. But yeah, not nearly one of my favorite Bob Clark films. We have Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things from 1972, I believe. This is a really, really cheesy effort from him, but still cool to find this 35th anniversary edition, and lots of cool special features on here, so I'm sure I'll build some fields with it in the future. Getting into some Blu-rays, guys. We have Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. Something I have also been putting off for a long time, but I just happened upon this copy really, really cheap recently, and me and the wife threw it on. It started off pretty damn funny, but I feel like it just flopped like less than halfway through. It just became very bleh. I didn't really care anymore. I don't know. It was very, very good unto a point, and that's pretty much all I can say about it. All right, man. This next one here is Scream Factory Collector's Edition of Trick or Treat. You guys may have seen my Q video earlier this month, breaking this bad boy in. But this is my wife and I's favorite horror movie to watch together, because it's the very first thing we ever watched together. So I finally decided to upgrade to this Collector's Edition Blu-ray after 10 years of watching my old DVD. And, you know, there's lots of really, really cool extras on here, so totally worth it. One of my favorite films of all time, and yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Especially considering that it's a Halloween movie. Alright, all of these, actually, these last films are going to be Halloween movies. You guys know I like to add a few, at least one or two. Today I have 4 Halloween titles in this update for October, so we have, from Massacre Video, Hack-O-Lantern from 1988. I think. I could be wrong there, but this is a late 80s shot on video slasher sort of deal. Very exceptionally cheesy, but I mean, this is kind of what I live for, so tread lightly, honestly, for your general horror fans or film fans in general, for that matter. But it's been a long time coming, and to finally get this, you know, slightly underwhelmed as I always am with shot on video, but still, you know, very, very charming, and I'm sure I'll break it out pretty often. All right, another one, early 80s Halloween. So we have Trick or Treats with David Carradine, Steve Railsback, and Carrie Snodgrass. And this one came out in 1982, I believe. And I saw, what does it say? Yeah, Halloween, but with a meatloaf-looking dude in drag. It's pretty much exactly what this movie is. It's like, it's way cheesier than Halloween. It's got like a lot of comic relief in this movie. It's very silly, honestly, at times. But, you know, it's a pretty fun Halloween set slasher sort of deal. So I finally picked up this Code Red release of it, and I couldn't be happier with it, honestly. Like I said, kind of underwhelming at first, but with repeated watches, I don't know, the charm starts to unwind. I really enjoy it. Alright, this one definitely took some repeated viewings as well, because it was so absolutely weird and just out there. It's the last one in my update for the night, so gonna just get into this last title. It's Wacko from 1981, I believe, and this got all sorts of people in it. Who's in this? Joe Don Baker, Stella Stevens, George Kennedy's in it, Charles Napier, Julia Duffy, and then actually this is Andrew Dice Clay's very first major motion picture role. So this movie is like slasher movies meets Airplane. It's just absolutely bonkers. The humor in it is ridiculously stupid, And it took a few viewings, like I said, for me to really start to get it, because it's just really bad at some points. But I have a lot of love for it now. After watching it like 5 or 6 times, especially watching it with my boy Dan recently, this was just a ton of fun, and I highly recommend it, honestly. So, Wacko. That's the last one, guys. So, I know it's a really brief little mini update, but I just wanted to get something in before the month's over, and I'm going to be focusing more on music in November. Don't worry, I'm still going to be pretty active on here, you know, as much as I can. I definitely want to at least do 1 or 2 updates, get a few other things going, keep the Q videos going as much as I can. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up. So everybody have a safe Halloween, eat lots of candy, watch some horror movies, and I will see you guys in November. Take care, guys. See ya.